Hello everyone, welcome to Orientation to Competency Based Curriculum for MD/MS Unani first semester course Biostatistics, subject code Unipg-Bs. The overview of the entire course, it consists of biostatistics course learning outcomes, biostatistics syllabus with all modules and units, implementation of the syllabus, that is in theory, practical and experiential learning with examples and references. Finally, understanding of assessment, that is formative and summative with examples. In this video, we will be discussing about biostatistics course learning outcomes and biostatistics syllabus with all modules and units. Coming to biostatistics course learning outcomes. So this is a view of table 1 from page number 5. Here you can see course learning outcome mapped with program learning outcome. So the first column represents the course learning outcome number. A1 column shows at the end of the course, the student should be able to perform the following tasks. Coming to B1 column, course learning outcomes are mapped with program learning outcomes. Coming to course learning outcome C01, it is mapped with program learning outcome P04 and P07. At the end of the course, the students should be able to demonstrate application of principles of descriptive and inferential statistics in research. Coming to course learning outcome C02, it is mapped with program learning outcome P04 and P07. At the end of the course, the students should be able to demonstrate the use of appropriate statistical tests in research. Coming to course learning outcome C03, it is mapped with the program learning outcome P04 and P05. At the end of the course, the student should be able to analyze and present research data using suitable statistical methods, tools, and software. Coming to course learning outcome C04, it is mapped with the program learning outcome 4 and 8. At the end of the course, the student should be able to evaluate and interpret statistical data from research papers and publications. Coming to the summary and credit framework, this is a view of page number 4 of the curriculum. Here, the first column shows the module number with the name. The second column shows the number of credits. Third column shows notional learning hours. Fourth column shows the maximum marks for formative assessment. The last column shows the marks assigned for the summative assessment or university examination. Coming to module 1, fundamentals of statistics. It carries 1 credit with 30 notional learning hours, 25 marks for formative assessment, and 10 marks for the university examination. Coming to the second module, probability distributions, sampling techniques, and sample size determinations. It carries 2 credits with 60 notional learning hours, 50 marks for formative assessment, and 25 marks for the summative assessment. Coming to the third module, test of significance and parametric test, it carries 2 credits, 60 notional learning hours, 50 marks for formative assessment, and 25 marks for the university examination. Coming to the fourth module, non-parametric statistical test, it carries 1 credit with 30 notional learning hours, 25 marks for formative assessment, and 15 marks for the university examination. Coming to the fifth module, disease frequency, demography, and vital statistics, it carries 1 credit with 30 notional learning hours, 25 marks for the formative assessment, and 15 marks for the university examination. Coming to the last module, correlation and regression analysis, it carries 1 credit with 30 notional learning hours, 25 marks for formative assessment, and 10 marks for the university examination. So, the biostatistics course consists of 6 modules with 8 credits, 240 notional learning hours, 200 marks for a formative assessment, and 100 marks assigned for the university examination. So, in repeating, biostatistics course consists of 6 modules, 8 credits, 240 notional learning hours. 1 credit is equal to 30 hours notional learning hours. 1 credit is divided in the ratio 1:2:3 of teaching, practical training and experiential learning. That is 5 hours of teaching, 10 hours of practical training, 13 hours of experiential learning with 2 hours of modular assessment for 25 marks. So coming to the tables at a glance, table 1 consists of course learning outcomes mapped with program learning outcomes. This we have already seen. Coming to table 2, course contents with modules, credits and marks. Table 3, modules with learning objectives. Table 4, practical training activity. Table 5, experiential learning activity. Table 6, assessment summary. Assessment is subdivided into A to G points. So this is a view of table 2 available from page number 6 of the curriculum. So it shows table 2 course contents with all modules, credits and marks. So the table has column from 2A to 2E. 2A shows module number, 2B module and units, 2C number of credits, 2D notional learning hours allotted for theory, practical, experiential learning and overall total. Finally, 2E column shows the marks assigned for the university examination. So, module 1, unit 1 contents are shown below. Now we shall see in detail. Coming to module 1, it consists of one unit with a broad title, Fundamentals of Statistics, and the subtopics are Definition of Statistics, Data, Variables, Descriptive Statistics, Measures of Dispersion. And the subtopic contents also has been shown. So it carries 1 credit with 30 notional learning hours and 10 marks assigned for the university examination. So at the end of this course, at the end of this module, the students must be able to understand fundamentals of statistics, its significance in the biomedical field. Also, must understand the importance of data collection, classification and summarization. Finally, the students must be able to address the correct and incorrect applications of statistics, highlighting the potential for misuse and how to avoid it. Coming to table 2, it consists of 2 units, M2, U1, probability and probability distributions, M2, U2, sampling techniques and sample size determinations. It carries 2 credits with 60 notional learning hours and 25 marks assigned for the university examination. So at the end of this module, the student must be able to understand definition of probability, fundamental laws, and must be able to understand probability distributions, including normal, binomial, and Poisson distribution, along with their properties and applications. Must be able to understand the concepts such as standard error, point estimates, and confidence interval. Must be able to understand sampling techniques, both probability and non-probability, and must be able to determine sample sizes for different types of studies, such as descriptive, analytical, and randomized controlled trials. Coming to module 3, this also consists of 2 units, M3U1 testing of hypothesis, M3U2 parametric test. It carries 2 credits with 60 notional learning hours and 25 marks assigned for the university examination. So at the end of this module, the student should be able to understand hypothesis testing, formulation of null and alternate hypothesis, type 1 error and type 2 errors, must also understand the level of significance, power of the test, and the interpretation of p-value. Must be able to differentiate between statistical and clinical significance, must be able to analyze and interpret parametric tests such as Z test, student's t test, that is paired and unpaired, F test, and analysis of variance, including repeated measures of ANOVA. Coming to Module 4, it consists of 1 unit, carries 1 credit with 30 notional learning hours and 15 marks assigned for the university examination. So at the end of this module, the student should be able to understand the principles of non-parametric statistical test and must be able to apply non-parametric tests such as chi-square test, Fisher's exact test, McNemar's test, Wilcoxon test, Mann-Whitney-U test, Kruskal-Wallis test, and Friedman test with relevant post-hoc tests like Dunn, and also must be able to differentiate between parametric and non-parametric tests. Coming to the fifth module, it consists of 1 unit. Broad title is Disease Frequency, Demography, and Vital Statistics. It carries 1 credit with 30 notional learning hours and 15 marks assigned for the university examination. So at the end of this module, the student should be able to understand the concept, must be able to compute and apply measures of disease frequency, must be able to calculate incidence and prevalence, odds ratio, relative risk, and risk difference, and their confidence intervals, must be able to define and compute rate, ratio, and proportion, must also understand the importance and applications of demography and vital statistics. Coming to the last module, that is sixth module, it consists of 1 unit, that is correlation and regression analysis. It carries 1 credit with 30 notional learning hours and 10 marks assigned for the university examination. So at the end of this module, the students must be able to understand the properties, the computation and applications of correlation, must be able to understand simple linear correlation, Carl Pearson's correlation coefficient, and Spearman's rank correlation. Must be able to understand the properties, must be able to compute and apply regression analysis, multiple regression analysis, and logistic regression analysis. Additionally, we must be able to understand the concept and application of survival analysis. Now let us understand the course content in Table 3 by taking Module 1 as an example. This is an overview of Table 3. This is available from page 12 and 13. So this shows the modules with learning objectives. Here the column runs from 3A to 3H as explained earlier. So here 3A columns shows the running serial number, 3B course outcome, 3C learning objectives, 3D notional learning hours, 3E whether it's going to be a practical session or training, whether it's going to be a lecture or practical training or experiential learning. 3F column shows the domain or subdomain activity. 3G column shows the level of understanding of the student, whether does, shows how, knows how, or no. The last column shows the suggested teaching learning method for this particular session. So coming down, here you can see number 1 shown as module 1 and followed by module learning objectives with the contents. This number 2 shows the unit 1 with the broad title fundamentals of statistics and its contents described in detail, followed by number 3 which shows the references listed for this particular unit. Number 4 shows the learning objectives specific to lecture, practical training or experiential learning. Now we shall look in detail. Module learning objective. As we have already said, at the end of the module, the student should be able to explain the fundamentals of statistics, must be able to understand use and misuse of statistics, must be able to understand types of data and variables, must be able to apply and interpret descriptive statistics to their data set. Coming to Module 1, Unit 1 details, these are the subtopics listed in the syllabus and the details about the subtopics are also listed. So this we have already seen. Coming to the M1 U1 references. References are given at the end of each unit description. Here for M1 U1, the references are listed as 1, 2 up to 12. So for the details, one should refer to the page number 85 for the corresponding references. Coming to the learning objectives specific to lecture, practical training or experiential learning. So here you can see the column listed from 3A to 3H. The first column shows the running serial number as 4, the course objectives as C01, C02 and C03. At the end of the course, the student should be able to explain different methods of presentation of data, which carries one notional learning hour, and the method is through lecture, and it's going to be a cognitive evaluation, and the level of understanding of the student would be knows how, and the suggested method for this particular session is lecture and group discussion. Coming to the eighth running serial number, the course learning objectives are 1, 2 and 3. At the end of the course, the student should be able to collect, enter, clean, tabulate and graphically represent the data either manually or statistical software. It carries 3 notional learning hours, and it's going to be experiential learning with psychomotor set as a domain, and at the level of understanding would be shows how, and it's going to be a problem based learning. Coming to practical training activity, this is available in page number 14. The first column shows practical training number as 1.1. Name of the activity is data handling. Activity details are demonstration by the teacher, hands-on training by the students, and the various steps given to be followed. Finally, the teacher shall summarize the key concepts covered in the practical. This we will be discussing in detail in the forthcoming video. Coming to experiential learning activity, this is available from page number 17. The first column shows the experiential learning number, the name of the activity, then activity details. Here, if you consider experiential learning number 1.1 as an example, the name of the activity is data collection, entry and cleaning collected data. The activity details are data collection by the students, then data entry by the students. So all the experiential learning activity will be discussed in detail by the in the following forthcoming video. Coming to modular assessment, that is formative assessment, this is available on page number 18 of the curriculum. Here the modular assessment method has been specified for each module. It has been specified, and the number of hours allotted for this assessment has also been specified in the syllabus. Coming to module 1, in the modular assessment is conduct a structured modular assessment. Assessment will be for 25 marks. Keep structured marking pattern. Use different methods in each module for the semester. Keep record of the structured pattern used for assessment. Calculate MGP as per table 6C. So this also will be discussed in detail in the forthcoming video. Summary. So we have discussed biostatistics course learning outcomes, biostatistics syllabus with all modules and units, credit framework, tables at a glance, and course content with module 1 as an example. So in this video, we have covered biostatistics course learning outcomes and biostatistics syllabus with modules and units. So the rest of the topics will be covered in the forthcoming video. Thank you.